What do a simple ballot box, the scales of justice, and a torch of liberty all have in common? They're not just symbols. They carry the weight of history, representing ideals that have shaped nations. But do you know what these symbols really mean? Today, we'll uncover the hidden meanings behind the symbols of democracy that we see every day. Welcome to Whispered Tales by Joe, where history meets today's world. In each quiet moment, we uncover lessons from the past that resonate with our lives now. Let's journey back in time together. The ballot box, democracy's simplest, yet most powerful symbol. It's here, with every vote cast, that the people's voice is heard. As Abraham Lincoln said, "The ballot is stronger than the bullet," reminding us that true power lies in peaceful choice. The concept of voting dates back to ancient Athens, around the 5th century BCE, where citizens gathered to cast their votes by raising hands or using pebbles to indicate their choices. This early form of democracy was limited to free men, but it was revolutionary in giving citizens a direct say in political decisions. As democracy evolved over centuries, so did the mechanisms of voting. By the 19th century, secret ballots and physical ballot boxes became common, ensuring that votes were cast without fear of coercion. The ballot box became a physical representation of democratic power, allowing individual voices to be heard collectively. From Athens to modern-day elections, the ballot box is a symbol of the power the people hold to shape their government and laws. A simple vote cast in the box, a quiet choice that breaks the locks. For in each voice, a future lies, a people's hope beneath the skies. The election reflects the power of the vote. Every ballot cast has the potential to open doors to new leadership, to break boundaries, and to shape history. The scales of justice, one of the oldest symbols of democracy. They remind us that fairness is the foundation of democracy, and as Benjamin Disraeli said, justice is truth in action. When the scales are balanced, every citizen stands equal under the law. The scales of justice can trace their origins back to ancient Egypt, where the goddess Maat, who represented truth and morality, was often depicted holding scales. In the weighing of the heart ceremony, Egyptians believed that souls were weighed against a feather to determine their fate in the afterlife. The Greeks later adopted this symbol, personified by Themis, the goddess of justice, who also held scales to signify the balance between justice and fairness. The scales eventually became a universal symbol for legal fairness and impartiality, appearing in courtrooms and legal systems around the world. Today, the scales of justice represent the ongoing fight for equality under the law, reminding us that justice must always be balanced. The scales that weigh both wrong and right, in balance held with steady sight. For justice speaks in measured tone, where every heart and truth is known. As citizens, we know that the scales don't always tip equally. So our job is fighting for justice, ensuring that fairness is not just an ideal, but a reality. The eagle, democracy's symbol of freedom and strength. In its wings, we find the vigilance needed to protect democracy. The eagle reminds us that democracy must be guarded fiercely, for, as the saying goes, like the eagle, democracy soars high. The eagle, a powerful and majestic bird, has long been a symbol of strength and authority. In ancient Rome, the eagle, Aquila, was adopted as the emblem of the Roman Empire, symbolizing the strength and divine authority of the state. Roman legions marched into battle with eagle standards held high, representing the empire's power. Over time, the eagle became associated with freedom and courage. In the United States, the bald eagle was chosen as the national bird in 1782, symbolizing not only strength and independence, but also resilience and freedom. Today, the eagle is seen across the world as a symbol of nations that value strength, freedom, and endurance. The eagle soars on wings of might, with wings that guard both day and night, a symbol bold of strength and free, for all to rise in liberty. Yes, the eagle reminds us that democracy must be both strong and free, always ready to defend its ideals. The gavel, a symbol of authority and the rule of law. With every strike, it reinforces the power of decisions made in the courts, decisions that shape the rights and freedoms of a democracy. As Lenny Bruce said, in the halls of justice, the only justice is in the halls. The gavel's origins lie in parliamentary procedures in the early modern period, particularly in British and American legislative assemblies. The use of a gavel was a way to call meetings to order, signifying the beginning and end of deliberations. It became a symbol of authority in legal settings, used to assert control in the courtroom and to mark final judgments or rulings. Over time, the gavel has come to represent the rule of law itself, an emblem of justice being carried out, of decisions being made with authority, deliberation, and fairness. Today, whether in courtrooms or legislative chambers, the gavel symbolizes the power and order that keep democracy and justice functioning. The gavel falls, a sound so clear. With every strike, the law draws near. In power held and truth untold, the gavel's voice is calm and bold. As those who use the power of the gavel understand, it comes with great responsibility. Whether in the courts, the legislature, or any place where decisions are made, the gavel reminds us that power must be exercised with integrity and fairness, shaping the laws that protect freedom and justice for all. Finally, we have the torch, a beacon of hope, a symbol of freedom and enlightenment. The torch has long been a symbol of progress, reminding us that democracy must light the way forward. As Emma Lazarus wrote, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." This famous poem is engraved on the Statue of Liberty, symbolizing the torch as a beacon of hope and freedom for all. The torch, as a symbol of enlightenment and knowledge, has ancient origins. In ancient Greece, the torch was associated with Prometheus, who, according to myth, brought fire and knowledge to humanity. Over time, the torch became a symbol of enlightenment, guiding people toward truth and freedom. Today, one of the most famous depictions of the torch is the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor, given to the United States by France in 1886 to symbolize the shared values of liberty and democracy. Lady Liberty holds the torch high, symbolizing the light of freedom and the hope that democracy offers to people around the world. The torch continues to represent the promise of a better, brighter future for all. These symbols, the ballot box, the scales of justice, the eagle, the gavel, and the torch, remind us that democracy is built on principles of fairness, freedom, and representation. Each of these symbols has deep roots in history, shaped by the struggles and ideals of those who came before us. They remind us that democracy is more than just institutions. It is the embodiment of our collective hope for freedom, justice, and equality. As we reflect on these symbols, let's remember that democracy isn't something we inherit. It's something we must protect, nurture, and pass on to future generations. What symbol of democracy do you find the most powerful, and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Whispered Tales by Joe.